Welcome to this week's edition of Sun News at Noon. I'm Katie Walker.
And I'm Amy Glockner. Thanks for tuning in. A single car crash claims the life of 19-year-old Utah Tech student Sawyer Shirk and injures 18-year-old Callie Parkinson and another. Officials say the car reportedly was traveling between 70 to 100 miles per hour when the driver lost control. Emergency crews found the car 300 feet down an embankment at Snow Canyon. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene, while the two others were flown to the St. George Regional Hospital. The cause of the crash is still an ongoing investigation.
2 southern Utah men were involved in a fatal plane crash Friday morning. A small single-engine plane crashed into Utah Lake, killing the 2 men inside. The bodies of Michael Cox from St. George and Mark Andrews from Washington City were recovered by the Utah County Sheriff's Department. The department stated that the bodies had been submerged for several hours before rescue. While communication between the aircraft and the Provo Airport, where they were set to land, was limited, officials at the airport speculate that a last-minute change of mind about landing may have caused the plane to stall, resulting in the crash. The investigation is ongoing. Fall break is coming up in just a couple weeks. As a reminder to travel safe, please remember these tips.
On the road, make sure to wear a seatbelt and ensure all passengers are as well. According to the National Safety Council, drivers and passengers wearing a seatbelt are 45 to 50% less likely to be moderately injured in a crash. Also, remember to check your vehicle before road trips, avoid distractions, follow the speed limits, keep a safe distance from other vehicles, and stay alert.
Before you fly, arrive early, familiarize yourself with TSA regulations, listen to the safety briefings, keep your essentials available, hydrate and move, and be mindful of your belongings and surroundings. With that being said, the St. George Marathon is this weekend. Runners, be sure to travel safe. The St. George Marathon is a sold-out event that brings upwards of 8,000 runners to St. George every year. This year's race is this weekend and features an expo, banquet, award ceremonies, guest speakers, and several different race events. Utah Tech students can get involved by attending the events, volunteering, or help cheer on runners at the finish line. Good luck to everyone running.
The highly anticipated adventure course, The Ropes of Southern Utah, opened its doors on Saturday. The Ropes course is set to become a game changer for this college town. Owner John Hendelman, a psychiatrist, is on a mission to boost mental and physical health through this new adventure park. Hendelman says the Ropes course will help reduce cortisol and blood pressure, offering a valuable wellness tool for Utah Tech students and the local community.
I mean, there's 3 acres here, and we have a lot of great opportunity and things that we can do and be totally creative at our leisure. One of the benefits we want and are pleased to be able to offer the students over at Utah Tech is the opportunity to have a student discount. You know, I've been in those shoes. I'm still paying off my student loans from undergraduate and to medical school, so I understand the financial difficulties that are with the student population. My main motivation for this was to make something unique and wonderful for everybody to enjoy, not just people who can afford it. People who are able to get out into nature have a much more profound effect on blood pressure, stress, anxiety, cortisol. The levels are significantly improved. So being able to have this here, it's going to create a much very safe, very accessible, easy environment for anyone to use. I see a fair number of university students in my medical practice. You know, we work with ADHD, we work with autism, we work all sorts of things, but the way that's going to directly impact them specifically is multifold.
Challenge your limits. The first 100 guests will receive 50% off their ticket prices.
The Utah Tech Student Association and the Booth Wellness Center partnered together to create connection and belonging events. These events focus on connecting students to resources and fostering a sense of belonging for all UT students.
We are working on 3 main things for this year. So we have belonging, mental health, as well as resources this year. We want to make sure that resources are well known across campus and students know how to use them, such as the Booth Wellness Center, which we worked with this time around. And so just collaborating and getting to know and talk about the different resources that we have on campus really helps students understand how and when they can use them. So we had Week of Finding Connection and Belonging, and it was a great time to just have everyone come together, especially with midterms that are coming up. And so also it helps people find new friendships, new connections across campus. So this year I offered to help with the Hope Wall. It's something that we do each year, and it was a mix more of a Hope Wall and a Kind Wall. And so it was able to bring students together, and you can see it as a visual representation, which is the flowers. The Belonging and Wellness was built to make sure that we can focus on students, to make sure that they are both being taken care of, as making sure that they have a spot here on Utah Tech, and also as well as making sure that their mental and physical health is being taken care of as well.
What once was a matter of luck to receive free food is now guaranteed through the Come and Get It program. Come and Get It is a program through the Student Resource Center and is now available on the MyUT app. This free service notifies students when there is excess food from campus events. Students can find a good bite to eat while helping out kind of cut down on food waste. Instructions to sign up can be found at src.utah.tech.edu. What a great resource for students, don't you think?
Yeah, I can't even lie. I'm a little bit bummed because I used to be one of the lucky ones. I was getting food all the time, and while it is a great resource, I don't get there quick enough and there's not ever anything left over. So it's a great resource. I'm personally a little bummed out.
Oh, I totally understand that.
After the break, Ben Dawson will be back with your update on Utah Tech athletics and more.
Across the country, there are destinations that are calling. We stand proudly above the ranks, a testament to our unwavering commitment to excellence in all that we do. Always embracing the extraordinary. 9 dynamic cities, home to 9 world-class institutions. The Western Athletic Conference. Together, we are one WAC.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change.
A decision affecting every athletic program across the country was just made by the University of Nevada, Las Vegas starting quarterback Matthew Sluka and running back Michael Allen. Both athletes decided to sit out the rest of the season, effectively quitting 3 games in. They made the decision last week before their most recent game against Fresno State University over grievances of not receiving as much name, image, and likeness, also known as NIL money, as they were promised. This is the worst nightmare for many fans who are skeptical of NIL deals being allowed in college sports to begin with. Both quit in time to redshirt, and both intend to transfer to another school following this season. The Utah Tech football team remains winless following a loss in the homecoming game to Abilene Christian University 55-30. The Trailblazers were able to solve some of their offensive struggles as they put up the most points out of any game so far this season, but it still wasn't enough to win. Utah Tech has faced 3 top 25 ranked FCS opponents and 1 ranked FBS opponent so far in their first 5 games. But the second half of the season looks far more favorable for the Trailblazers. Utah Tech faces only 2 ranked FCS opponents in their last 7 games of the season. The Trailblazers continue to search for a win Saturday in Florence, Alabama against North Alabama University at 3 p.m. Abilene Christian University pulled off a win against the Utah Tech football team, but not the volleyball team. The Utah Tech volleyball team started conference play last week in dominant fashion. The Trailblazers won 6 out of 7 sets played over the weekend. They swept Abilene Christian in their conference home opener Thursday, 3-0, and followed that up with a 4-set win against Tarleton State University Saturday. The Trailblazers are currently in a 3-way tie for first place in the conference, with both the University of Texas at Arlington and Southern Utah University. Last year, the Utah Tech men's soccer team lost to California Baptist University 2-0 in the WAC postseason tournament semifinal. This year, the Trailblazers will play them in the conference home opener. Utah Tech is looking to start conference play on the right note tonight against Cal Baptist at 7:30 p.m.
Now we play teams in the WAC that we've played before. The things that are on the line now that it's a conference game, there's implications. The top 6 for the WAC tournament go. Last year there was 9 teams. This year there's 10 because we added San Diego State. So there's 4 teams that don't go. When you look at where I feel like San Diego State should be in our conference, I would think they're a quality team that should fit inside that top 6. California Baptist, they've won the WAC tournament the last 2 years. They won the regular season 2 years ago. Seattle University, another team, and we play them the following weekend. So not to discredit at all San Jose State, who we had to play our absolute best game to beat them in the semifinals last year. Those are our first 4 WAC games. When you start with those 4 teams, yeah, there's excitement because if you can steal points, having the first 2 at home, if you can steal points, if you can take advantage of that, your look for the WAC tournament, it just gets more and more stressful for those teams on the outside looking in. They got to get results, and the teams on the inside looking out, they've got that momentum and that they feel like the other teams respect them now. So this is definitely a time for the guys to be excited. Everything we've learned, we get some rest, get guys back, and anything can happen. We're excited to play in front of the fans.
I'm definitely excited for the conference home opener tonight at 7:30. And actually the women's team plays before them at 5:30. But on another note, Matthew Saluka didn't play because he was supposed to get over $100,000 that he never actually received.
I wonder how or if that decision will affect Utah Tech athletics.
And if it does, this means we all need to do college sports.
Definitely. And that's it for this week's edition of Sun News at Noon. Thanks for tuning in.
We will see you here next week, same time, same place.
Have a great week, Trailblazers.